Oh, yeah. We rolling? Okay.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We understand at this time all the voting is probably done, and there is a large group of people who are upset and ready to. And some of you are happy, and some of you like, I knew it. But we're recording this before the outcome, so we don't really know. And so we're gonna have some fun with that aspect.
Yeah.
Before we jump into all of that, let's raise a toast. Let's not forget about that. A really bad toast. Drink here. We all fall, but we say don't trip. We all been called, but all stall a bit. We all stand tall until that time we slip. Just admit, without the grace of God, I'm really bad at this. For real. For real.
Yep.
Fellas, what's been up, man? What has been going on in y'all's lives since we last touched down? Really?
What's been going on?
What you think, Boogie?
Oh man.
Jay went first last time, I think.
Oh yeah. Since we last hit, gotta get a shout out to my boys in blue and not the left. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm talking about them boys.
Yeah.
Otani and Mookie Betts and Fab Five, Freddie
Freeman,
yes,
come on.
Maxie, all them boys brought it home, baby.
They did. And but were we surprised though?
Bronx Killers.
We were surprised it happened that night. When I had it on, they was getting crushed. My man couldn't even make it out the second inning. That's not normal for anybody who don't play baseball.
Yeah.
A star pitcher supposed to go at least 5-6 innings. Just for an example, the Yankees pitcher went like 7 innings that same night. Dodger pitcher was in the showers like first hour. He was like, get out of here. You ain't got it tonight. So I turned it off.
Yeah.
And then a couple hours later.
It was like, what? You heard them.
A couple hours later, I was like, oh.
Yeah, you heard them.
I'm like, sounds like they might have had a comeback. That's what I did. I'm like, fireworks, gunshots.
Yeah, for real. As soon as I heard it, I wasn't even watching the game. I don't know what we was doing. But then I just started hearing it. I was like, oh, man, it is a wrap. I know what that means. This is a wrap. I knew it. I kind of seen it. First of all, this is how I judged it. When that boy Cube came out and opened it up, I did catch that, and I was like, that was dope. I was like, yeah. And then New York answered with Fat Joe. It wasn't looking good. I was like, see, if you compare those two, they don't mean that. The Yankees ain't finna do this, man. It was just, it was funny how people was going at that performance, like comparing the two performances.
Yeah.
They was going and they was showing the crowd at what Cube was doing, and then they was showing even some of the Yankees was in there. They was hyped too because it's Cube. And
classic song, right? Today was a good day.
That boy Joe came out there, boy. They showed the crowd. People wasn't even paying attention. They was like, kind of like, what is this?
Trash,
like that was
trash. I mean,
the
let's be
sound
honest.
was jacked up. Yeah.
Like Fat Joe got like 4 hits.
Hey man, he did it all the way up. He did his hit.
He got 4 hits.
Man, I want to
in his whole career.
I want to sit down with somebody like Fat Joe. He is a hip hop fan, bro. He knows the whole genre from the beginning,
and
like a real fan. Great storyteller too. He got a pod I haven't checked out. Y'all checked out his pod?
Nah, I used to.
I haven't checked it out. That dude.
I would tap into his.
I sit down with him.
His Instagram when he started doing his little interview. And he dipped his toe in that and just was interviewing people on Instagram live.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, this guy's a good storyteller.
I was watching him a few times, but it's too many other cats. It's too many other cats that that won't put their stamp on his stories.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's a lot of cats.
Like who? Like who come to mind?
Oh man, it's been a while, but a lot of the old head hip hop cats, like the street dudes, and you're like,
Like, nah. He too.
I don't remember it like that.
It didn't go down like that, bro. I know he had one story about somebody was in prison and he made a call and it was like, nah, I don't think it really went like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know when 50% of your stories got question marks, bro.
I don't know if you the dude.
Yeah.
Somebody from hip hop who got hip hop stories that I think is like on point is that boy 50 Cent.
Yeah.
His last interview, go look at the long interview on the Breakfast Club. He's entertaining, bruh, but he's gonna tells the truth, and the reason that you kind of take it because it's his history, and like you saying, people don't call into question his stories, and he's not always trying to make himself look good.
Yeah, he tells the truth about his enemies too. He be like, "Yeah, dude was such and such, but he ain't no snitch."
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll do that type of stuff.
That's what I'm talking about.
He'll tell the truth about his enemies too.
Exactly, because they tried to get him on one question about him thinking that Jay-Z hate on him that time where he didn't want him to be at the Super Bowl performance. And Eminem had to like say, well, if 50 can't come, then I don't want to do it, which made him, change. And he was like, he doesn't know if it was fully hate. Like he's not saying that I think it was fully hate. It's just that when you're in that position and you have to choose, what comes with that position is you gonna look like a hater no matter what he do. And it's so funny because him and the whole Kendrick thing, him picking Kendrick is making him look like a Wayne hater when it's not the truth. This dude, nigga, paid Lil Wayne's tax debt a long time ago. I remember that being big news and really wanted to help him out. Don't nobody have to do that. Could you imagine just me paying somebody's tax debt? How can I be a hater if I wouldn't do that for somebody, you know what I'm saying, that I really hate or despise or whatever. So they try to play him like, oh man, he hating on Wayne. And it's not really, it's just that
like 12 of y'all want to see Wayne.
Exactly.
That's and just everybody else wants to see Kendrick. Like,
because of the year he had.
That's how it goes.
That's all I believe that decision was made on. Because dude is hot, and then he probably about to drop an album behind it if he's smart too, coming soon, or tour or something.
If you listen to Wayne fans, they all want to talk about the mixtapes, like the underground, mixtape Wheezy, stuff like that. Like you can't bring that to no mainstream Super Bowl event. It don't matter what city it's in.
You're right.
Nobody want to hear no deep cuts that nobody can sing along to. 50 got songs you can just sing along to. Yeah. The whole world was in on that moment.
Yeah.
The whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't, man. Your image is everything too when you're on them big stages like
Absolutely, especially that one.
Yeah.
You can't be the drug head dude. You can't. And he knew that. And what was so interesting about that whole exchange is him feeling and him publicly saying he felt, talking about Lil Wayne, feeling like he let people down. And he feel let down. Not taking a shot from Jay, but just himself personally, like, man, I'm not the person, I should be for y'all right now in this moment. I thought that was very interesting. It was very reflective. He said something to that.
I heard he lacks professionalism too, though, when it comes to like performing and all that, showing
shocker,
doing all that. Yeah.
So
you gotta look at the whole body of work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not just what.
And you got to bring a dope performance. Yeah. And Lil Wayne, I'm pretty sure in front of his fans, with his hits, with the songs that they come to his shows to sing and all of that, they're gonna have a great time. But on that world stage, is he gonna be the greatest performer in that moment? And I think the answer to that question was nah.
You gotta have sing along songs if you ain't gonna be jumping around lighting yourself on fire. We better be able to sing every word.
Or have at least a successful tour you just wrapped up. Like Usher, right? Usher was doing his what is it called, residency in Vegas, and everybody was talking about how much they love that show. Oh, he puts on a great show, and from the clips and stuff I seen, nigga roller skating through the show.
It's 50 million dancers in a big old band, right? All of that.
So it's easy to say, okay, that guy who's who's obviously a legacy act at this point because he has a residency. Oh yeah, I can see him on that big stage. Sure. He was fresh off of that.
He could have went 20 more minutes at the Super Bowl.
See what I'm saying?
He could have went 20 more minutes.
And it's just that type of thing. Now, there has been some questionable moments, like the one comes to mind, like when Rihanna was up there. And now, granted, it was pregnant Rihanna, so let's do that. But I have to say, because I remember watching that one, I was like, I really wasn't that entertained with that.
They had to get us with their 50-foot platforms going up and down. Had that Donkey Kong vibe.
She was the hottest in the game, though. She was the hottest female.
She earned that.
Yeah, that's
she had earned that. I feel you.
I give you that.
She earned
but you see, that had to be the most expensive set ever. They had all that stuff going up and down,
and that's another thing.
They had to do all that.
The artists got to come out their pocket for that. That's the other thing. The Super Bowl don't pay for that.
Yeah.
The artist got to come to the table with, okay, we'll pay, we'll do whatever. Because I'm pretty sure that Dr. Dre joint, that was one of the most elaborate sets I've seen for a Super Bowl.
That joint was hard.
That bad boy wasn't cheap, but look at all the artists that was up there with him too. You know what I mean? So
all
it was
the different LA moments, LA landmarks, all them different. That was fire.
It's like we got to have.
That's how you got to do it. If you're not dancers, like Usher's a dancer, Bruno Mars, Beyonce, they could bring 50 people up and do a routine. But if you don't dance, you're talking about Snoop and all of them coming up. You got to have something for us to look at.
Listen. All the HBCUs bands are playing Not Like Us.
I know. So what you expect?
That's like the number one song right now for an HBCU band.
That's it.
Yeah.
The Dodgers, they're playing Not Like Us.
Yes,
as they're coming
exactly.
Like, everybody's playing it, bro.
So what do you think is going to happen?
He's the hottest.
Yeah.
He has the hottest songs out right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And we should be happy. I'm going to be honest, generally speaking, because I don't know how long y'all, and I know I'm just saying this rhetorically, I don't know how long y'all been watching the Super Bowl, but we should be very thankful for the job that Jay-Z and Rock Nation is doing, because we've seen a lot of hip hop and a lot of black acts. When we was kids,
Rolling Stones,
boy,
The Who.
Before that, it was just bands.
Pink Floyd.
Boy, we would check out. We would be snacking around that time, whatever.
Right. Get this over with.
Let's get it over with.
Who was this?
Exactly.
It's Bon Jovi.
It was like the Macy's Day Parade at the halftime show. Like
Def Leppard.
Yeah, we was like,
this.
nah, now it's
Motley Crue. It was just.
In Living Color Set Us Free.
How do y'all think other people feel about that, though?
Hey, man, I've been thinking about this, man. My family be laughing at me, Jay. Y'all gonna get on me about this, but I can't watch too much of the same culture. I gotta go. Like if the show is like, if it's 18 characters and 17 of them is European, I can only take so much of that. And I thought, like, dang, I wonder if white people can sit around and just watch our black shows all day. I don't think they. I don't think they would sit through that.
Nah, it's just it's a few that's like we'll rock with it, but and we can't really expect it. I don't think
that's racist either, because I'm doing it in a different way. Like I gotta see myself somewhere on this screen.
Yeah,
I can only take so much of a show that don't have me nowhere.
But listen, what I'm saying is, how do you think that's making other folks during the Super Bowl feel?
I think it's making them vote for Trump. Y'all done blackified everything. Go get some of this stuff back to basics.
Hey, I will say this. Like I said, we don't know the outcome. Y'all sitting with the outcome. But I will say this. That boy Trump has been promoting hard in Gardena and in the head. Hard. Remember I told you I seen trucks passing? I've seen them today too. A different pickup with flags and stuff on them. Your boy over the Dodgers parade, that boy had a plane up there with the flag. You know how they do the flag on the plane? That boy had that. Trump
is like, I don't really want the Ku Klux Klan like next to me, but I can't really denounce y'all just yet. I need y'all vote. That's how he's always played that. He's always told that line, like, I'm not racist, but I'll take y'all vote though. If y'all like what y'all hearing,
man, he play up to them. So
he won't just. He's like, I'm not racist, but I mean, I get what they're saying.
I know
he that type dude.
I don't think so. Don't put that on my man. Don't put that on my man.
Look, I don't.
He got the Legion of Doom in his cabinet, bro. You can't say he don't have no ties.
That man has publicly said he denounced all racism, bro.
That's true.
He said that.
I think he hates everybody equally.
But that dude,
like most rich people, probably do.
But he'll still play up to racist people, which is why that dude.
That's a fact.
Hate Tony dude was at his rally.
Tony Hinchcliffe, whatever,
cracking those jokes.
But do you know? But right afterwards, they separated themselves from him. They was like, "Nah, we weren't with that."
Yeah, and some of the talking heads on that side was saying that too. Like,
but
that was a little.
No, listen, Le'Veon Bell.
Why was he comfortable doing that at that moment?
Because that's who he is, though.
Yeah,
he's done it a lot.
Yeah,
but because somebody was like, "Oh, the Trump administration knew what he was going to say," which I don't think is true because Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown, they was up there on stage too speaking. See, Antonio Brown was he was up there to speak. Trump was up there with him, and Le'Veon Bell came up there with him, and Trump was like, "Hey, you want to say something?" And Le'Veon Bell like, "Huh?" He was like, "Yeah, go up to the mic and just say what you got to say."
Yeah,
and that's the kind of dude he is. I don't think it's good strategy. Yeah, but Trump is Trump. They're like, "Yeah, go say what you gonna say." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Le'Veon Bell was like, "I didn't have nothing planned, nothing written down. I didn't even know I was gonna say something. I was just up on a podium. He told me go up there and say something." He was like, "This is one of the best moments of my life," and I just did it. So when you saying, "Oh yeah, just go up there and do it," like when I was trying to book a comedian, I'm not gonna go through y'all. I'm thinking you're gonna have some kind of decency, and I don't agree with what he said. I don't think it was the time for it.
Yeah,
it was the place for it. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't funny to me. But what's crazy is most of the people that were angry about it that I've seen on my social media were black folks.
Yeah, of course.
Let me tell you who wasn't mad? My Puerto Rican people.
Yeah.
No.
I got Puerto Rican homeboys from New York.
Yeah.
From Pennsylvania. And they like, I'm not mad.
Yeah, they kind of got I'm confused with that.
Yeah.
Let's put a pin in that, though, James. What's been going on? I want to get back to just what's been going on. What's going on?
Oh, man, I spent the weekend in Colorado. Went to the Colorado football game.
Oh, yeah, you went to the Colorado game.
Got to see Deion and his crew. Got to see another Heisman moment. Travis Hunter caught like 10 passes for 2 tubs. Broke up 4 passes on defense.
Yeah,
you got to give my man the Heisman, man. So I got a video. So last time I went to the USC game and I caught Caleb Williams in his Heisman moment. Videotaped it, got that. That's a dope memory. And then this time I got a video of Travis Hunter catching a touchdown. And that touchdown broke their back. Just like the 5th game where Travis Hunter broke the team's back by himself. He's just, man, It was dope, man. Hung out with my wifey. We spent like 4 days out there. Yeah. Now, the first day I went out there, I tried to save a couple $100.
Yeah.
So I got this little off-brand hotel.
Okay.
And I didn't rent the car from the airport like I was supposed to.
Okay.
So we tried to take the train. So we took the train from the airport. This is Denver. This is in Denver, Colorado. We took the train from Denver to, the train station, just like our train stations. And then sure enough, the crackhead couple comes up. They looking all shady. My wife is all feeling like sketchy now. Like, where you got me 10 o'clock at night with the crackhead couple at the train station. So that was strike one. I was like, I thought we on an adventure. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, we on an adventure.
That's right. Reframe that.
You see what I'm saying? But the crackhead couple not helping. They not helping at all. So then we change trains and we catch the second train to the spot. And then they let us out at the park.
What?
The second train lets us out at the park 11 o'clock at night in Denver.
All right.
And this is where my wife is like, you got one more strike.
One more strike, buddy.
That man bridge is burning.
I'm trying hard. So we walk all the way up the park, right? And why is it this bum just staring at us from like a block away? He watched us walk the whole block towards him. He just stood there.
You can't call him a bum anymore.
I was just about to say
you can't do that anymore.
Incorrect.
That is super politically incorrect.
My fault.
What is the term, Bookie?
The unhoused.
The unhoused. And
the way up the block, like just smiling, like, hey. It's 11 o'clock at night. It's pitch black, right? My wife is over it. She want to go back to LA already. She's like, I'm through.
I'm done.
So I'm like, nah, it's just one more block. Like, that's why I didn't get the car, because you get off the train and our hotel's right here.
Yeah.
So we walk through. I'm following the GPS, so I walk through the way that's the shortest. But on my right, it looks like an apartment building, but not the nice ones. So I think It might have been the projects.
Boy, he was in the hoodie hood.
I wasn't sure until I saw 6 homies blazing at the back of the balcony.
Man, you gotta learn how to Google, bro. You gotta learn how to Google your
this
areas.
This is what Yelp is for, people.
Exactly. You're supposed to Google, and then you're supposed to hit that street view before you go.
Hey,
and spin it around.
This joint
all
had
the way around.
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 fake rating, bro. Somebody got me with the fake rating.
Is it the rating from the hotel though? The hotel, like we that hotel.
We the ones.
You can't go by the hotel rating. You gotta go by the Yelp, like my boy said.
You seen the 8 out of 10. It was only 2 reviews.
It was 3. It was like 500 reviews,
like
man.
2 reviews. Yeah, it's 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's 2 reviews.
A 9 and a 1. Nah, it was terrible, man. So then as soon as I got into the hotel, I start getting on the phone like, okay, where we staying tomorrow?
This ain't the spot.
Why my wife didn't even sleep, man. She couldn't even go to sleep, bro. I struck out so bad. I felt so bad.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, the rest of this trip, I'm just going to...
that joint blew up.
That bridge was blown.
I wasn't tripping off that. But I did start to hear y'all in the back of my mind like, hey,
bruh,
this ain't sustainable right here. You're going to have to switch up. So I had to pivot, spend way more money than I thought. I was trying to save a couple $100, man.
Oh, man.
My lesson learned was just spend the money, Jay. Just spend the money.
Yeah, man.
You be glad that you did. So we didn't take the train back. We didn't do none of that. We just enjoyed the rest of the weekend. The rest of the weekend was dope. Got a rental car. Enjoyed the rest of the weekend. Got a real hotel.
Yeah.
And then the game was dope. The game was super dope. It was close for a while, but like Travis Hunter, he just too dope. He broke the game.
How was the campus?
The campus. We didn't get to see too much of the campus because we were just doing other stuff. Because Denver's dope, so we were just going all around. We just caught the game.
And I'm saying the stadium it's not on the campus.
The stadium is on the campus. Yeah, it was a dope stadium. Yeah, it was, and it was packed all the way to the rooftops. It was fire. It was dope, and the atmosphere was dope too. It was dope. It was cold, like 55, but it wasn't like snowing or nothing. So
it was kind of like SE. You didn't like walk through the campus to get to the.
No, it was on the edge of the campus. Like the kids walked in from the campus, I imagine, but we could just walk in from the parking lot. Type
it's kind of like SE.
Like SE, yeah. It was dope. We didn't get to go through the whole campus to get to the stadium
because the stadium looked dope.
It was,
I know
it's
it does.
dope. It's plush, and during the day you got a view of like the mountain range and all that type stuff. So, shout out to the homie Lawrence hooking us up. It was dope.
How did he do? Did you see him?
Did he ref?
Yeah, he reffed the game. Yeah,
he reffed the game.
So he was in a couple of Travis Hunter's Heisman moments. So I thought that was dope. When they start doing the Heisman race,
and
you start seeing some of the clips from the Colorado Cincinnati game, you'll see our boy Lawrence in there doing his thing.
He just do not look like a referee to me. When I see him, I'm like when I first met.
What he look like? He baked cookies. What you thinking? What you saying?
Like a studious dude. Like
he is.
Like,
you have to be a ref too.
Like,
he is.
Yeah,
you're right,
James. Look like a referee.
Yeah,
he's not what I
be.
picture a football referee looking like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, that man in shape, bro. That man is in shape.
Gotta be.
He got to be in shape.
All that
He's got to.
Because he the dude that put the ball down where you start from next. So imagine like a 40-yard play, and everybody be like, "Oh, he caught it." My man got to run from wherever he was at to the 40 and get ready for the next play.
Yeah.
He got to tell the chain gang to come on. And then he the dude that'll call like offsides if you move too fast. He that dude. So he got to
he the line.
He the line judge. He got to be right there where the ball starts. So he got to be running like with the chain gang.
He loves doing that too. You could tell.
It's dope, man.
He loves doing that. That's dope.
Yeah, I had a couple homies that did the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they love it.
Yeah, it's dope, man. They set them up well too. They set them up well with all the stuff they need to get there, all the uniforms, all of the videotape, all the access they need, so they get to study the teams in advance so that they know what they're ready for. So they got some inside. They got some inside privileges. That's pretty dope. They'll be there for like the practices. Like he'll go referee for USC while they practicing or UCLA while they practicing. So it's dope. I love football, man. We had a ball. Wifey had a ball. It was great. Everybody around there was in a good mood. And of course they beat on Cincinnati. That was a good team too. So fun weekend for me. What about you, Jake?
I'm glad you got to rebuild your bridge, bro.
Oh man,
yeah. I'm glad.
I just had to spend the money, bro. I just had to.
Sometimes that's what it takes, bro.
Now I gotta drive Uber when we finish here. So y'all hurry up and finish talking so I can go
get some of that bread back
and go get it all back. I'm gonna make it rain, and then I'm gonna make it back.
I hear you. Well, for me, tonight really marks the last time I'm gonna. I was meeting with the program. I actually passed a little 90 days or whatever the program. So I'm.
You made all the meetings. Did you make all the meetings?
Some of them I did. Like just went to dinner with my wife on that second one because it was two a night, and it's one started at 5:30 and then the other one started at 7, and. You know, it was some nights I was like, especially towards the end. I was like, man, I ain't got to be there. Just the rebel. I ain't got to be there.
But you did as many as you needed to kind of.
No, I did.
Show progress.
I really worked the program. And it's not just meetings. It was also meeting with a therapist, too. And they were all great. The name of the program is Create Recovery, and they're in L.A. They're actually Culver City, but it's still considered L.A.
Man, run a round of applause, man.
No.
Explosions.
For sure.
Run a round of applause, bro.
So it was wonderful, you know, and like it was a wonderful experience. And I was just chopping up with wifey because what's so dope about it is you're just talking to people, and people are like helping you navigate through, you know, all the feelings and emotions that come with all that, and things that drive you, you know, to addiction and all that. And I think after talking and sharing with my wife, just how profound that is just meeting with people consistently, and we're not even meeting in person, other than the therapist. Mm-hmm. Everybody else I'm meeting with on Zoom, and I start kicking around the idea, just talking about how dope it was with my wife. And then she was like, you know what? That would be dope if you know, maybe thought about doing that at the church, creating a safe space. Because what I was telling her is like, there's, cause since, you know, my story, there's been, you know, people who have come out and said, hey man, I'm struggling with the same thing. And I'm not just talking about random folks. It has been some random folks, but it's other people right in my church that's dealing with the same thing, and they can't even, you know, they don't feel comfortable even telling other family members. And I totally get that.
Right.
And it's one of those things. And I was talking to Pastor Kid too. I met with him the other day, and I was talking to him about it as well. And what it is, and I found this to be true, that at Bible study, that ain't the place where you want to share everything. You do share a lot, but there could be besetting sins. There could be, you know, stuff that you're struggling with, stuff that you just want people to hold you accountable to, and you don't feel comfortable, you know, sharing it there. Some may, but in my experience, I know I wasn't, because it was like, oh man, this is going to be too heavy. And then you can also feel like, oh, if I do talk about this, people are going to be like super judgy. They ready to hit me upside the head with the 12 scriptures I already know. But, you know, there's
you ain't
some
supposed to fail like that. You
Yeah.
can fail, but you can't. You ain't supposed to fail like that.
So it's like, you know,
That's how we treat
what's
each
the
other.
difference? And the difference was, you know, being in a space where you could just share what's going on and know that people are not going to like judge you harshly, and know it. And you know it because they've been in the same boat, are in the same boat as well.
Yeah.
So just coming out and saying the stuff that I've been saying, that you discover that there's other people who are like in the same boat.
Yeah.
And so we just kicking around the idea of maybe, you know, creating that space and what it would look like. Because honestly, you know, I was looking and researching, because this was coming to the end. I was like, okay, well, what am I jumping to now? And there's a Celebrate Recovery, but there's this other Freedom That Lasts, which is a dope ministry that Deanna at our church recommended. And I was looking through their stuff as well. And when I was telling the therapist and all the group meetings and all this stuff, was like, yo, I'm feeling like, because I've experienced so much success with this, and this has been very helpful. Of course, you look and I'm not going to say of course, but naturally I was like, well, man, I know this could benefit other people. And there's one thing in 12 step, they say it only takes 2 people to have a meeting. So if you just find one other person that's down, but I found several people so far that would I think would benefit from this format and just being checked in frequently with, because that's been the thing. I think the frequency and people being in your life, and even with the information I dug in with Freedom That Lasts, the dude, because I was watching something about running a group, and they have a whole thing on there, and he's a whole talk that he did, and I really was thinking about this, is opening the group up to non-believers as well, and not just making it a Christian group. I don't know, haven't fully landed the plane on that, but if that is the case, they were walking through, like, if somebody is saying stuff to you like, man, I don't even believe in God, like how to maneuver through that and still, be able to provide, practical help by saying, well, I believe in it. But yeah, and I think I don't know, I'm leaning towards that. But it's been a journey. It's been cool. People wonder, they like, well, do you be bugging out? Do you be having cravings or whatever? Nah, and that's I won't say it's not typical. It's typical for some people.
Yeah.
But if one of the things that was said to me is like, okay, when you do, and this is by the therapist, when you do start helping people, whatever, just understand that that's normal. That's part of the journey. And that's, a thing. There was meetings that I was in, like, especially this last couple of weeks, there was a meeting, and it was only one. It's only happened once out of all these meetings. I'm talking about over, at least, we talking about 80-something meetings. And there was only one time where somebody was like, man, I relapsed.
Yeah.
And I was shocked, but I wanted to see how the leader, was going to handle it, and how they were either going to pounce on them or, or just challenge them or whatever. And she casually just was like, yeah, it happens. And okay, glad you're here still, and blah, 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 and just moved on. And I think what I've learned throughout this is that a lot of people just need compassion and somebody who cares. People have gotten beaten up enough by family members and peers and people who may not get, somebody going through all of this.
Yeah.
So it just takes a lot of, caring or whatever. And that's why I think it's probably important that a lot of people who are in recovery, helping people in recovery, actually are recovering themselves. And that's another thing. A lot of people who have, like one lady that was running groups, she been clean for 17 years, but she still goes to meetings. She still has a sponsor. She still, does the work. And she really challenged me. Like, me and T about to take a trip. This Saturday, we're going to be leaving and going to Atlanta for a week. And she was like, while you out there, you should, find a group and all that. Just like, don't get out of the rhythm. And I promised her, like, yeah, I'll do that. And like, I'm like, you really, really kind of know what's up. She was just somebody that I, really looked up to the program. Now, some of them cats was just babysitting us in the evening. That's what was making the evening groups hard. It was just because they was just like going over information, and they don't care if we was paying attention or not. No. And there was some people who just was really involved in your life and asking you about things and remembering things that you said. There was that type, but it was just something that's just like, you could tell they were just checking off a box, put on a little video for us. You know how when it was the not the regular teacher, but the substitute, the substitute with the movie, they had that. It was that vibe. It was coming like the
my check good either way. Y'all go ahead on and ruin your life.
Ruin your life if you want to. It's all good, man. One dude was like, he was like, man, one dude was going through, he was talking at the top of the meeting. He was like, man, I'm going through whatever. And the dude was like, okay, we'll address that later on or whatever. And then he never came back to address that dude.
That's terrible.
I'm like, man, that dude can really be going through man. you didn't even address it and go back to it, but he had built a reputation for me of being like that. I didn't really like him. He was Mr. Kabbalah too. He wanted to be all up in the Kabbalah.
That's our time, folks.
Yes, your boy, he was like that. He was like the last meeting. I don't know if he got upset or whatever, but he was like, "We're gonna go over this breathing exercise. Let me put on this video and it's gonna talk about it." And he kept finding a place, and this was a funny thing. And then one of the political videos come up because he's playing it from YouTube. So this Kamala Harris video came up, and she didn't pay for the no skip joint. So you can't skip it. Dude, I was sitting there laughing. I was like, and he was like, "How do you stop this? How do you stop this?" And the boy just like for the last 30 seconds of it, he just turned the volume down on it. But we had to sit there and look at it. You know, she was asking for money or whatever. So that was, you know, it's you got to be careful when you go in there. But like I said, the program I was in, it was called Create Recovery. It was dope. Secular program. I thank God for it. It was really helpful for me.
Did you get a coin?
Nah, they didn't.
You ain't getting nothing for your Dexter box?
You can, and I'll get a sweater. But you're right. I need something for that.
Something for your Dexter box, man. You can't let no moment in life pass without putting your memento.
I'm about to start sharing the Dexter box because I had to put all the stuff together, and I put it in the last video we shot.
You got your last roach in there and everything.
I sure would have put that in there. Nah, I do.
Pay me a grinder. It got to be something stupid like that.
I have to. Grinder. No, you crazy. But nah, I have some of everything in there from each stage of my life until I got married. And then once I got married, the digital age started.
Yeah.
And then we started taking pictures like this. So like one of the last pictures I have is of my wife, you know, like taken, you know, with the old school Polaroid or whatever, was with her, chilling with her. And we could have been just married then. But yes, the Dexter box, I'm about to be bringing that out because that's going to be the thing that's going to be the other character in my storytelling. So it took me a long time to put all that stuff together. And then asking my wife what's cool and what's not cool and who can make it or not.
Look, your next music visual should be you pulling stuff out the Dexter box, rapping about it.
It's
gold mine right there.
It's
I know that
it's already already in the last one. But the last one I'm gonna do though, and I've been talking to the elders and they gonna get back to me. But the last one I'm gonna do here at the church.
Man, when that man said you gotta talk to the elders about my last video. Hey, James is never getting back on the deacon board.
I'm catching strays, man.
Like the Dodgers pitcher, you got 2 hitters, bro. You gonna go to the dugout.
James,
I stay catching strays, man. But that's all right. I love y'all.
So no, that's just what's been up.
That man said, "I'm giving you that for free." Say, "I'm giving you that for free." Oh, Hype Williams over here, ready to direct a video.
Hey.
I'm going to. You know what caught my attention today? This is just random. Is Tom Hanks' new movie.
Oh yeah, that joint look dope.
I'm finna go see it when we leave here.
With the girl from Forrest Gump? What's it about?
It's called Here, and this is how I do movies, bruh. I don't even get.
You don't want to know nothing.
I don't want to know.
Hey, that's
too
dope,
much.
man. I'm with you on that.
I just know like Tom Hanks is not gonna waste my time typically, and the way it's shot is kind of cool. From what I picked up from the trailer, it's like it's showing this one area on Earth. And it's going to, of course, turn into a house at some point. But I think that's the only scene in the movie. And it's just showing it over time, like the 1800s, 1900s, and all these different people that's just in this certain area. They even start with look like dinosaurs running through it.
They ain't move that camera at all.
At all. Yeah, and it's the same spot. And I'm like, I don't know what the story is. But, of course, Tom Hanks is going to be a big chunk of it. So I'm like. Set myself up for
I'm
that.
A Tom Hanks fan. So.
Yeah, it's the
my
girl
wife
from
is
Forrest
too.
Gump.
The
love interest from Forrest Gump. They got crazy chemistry, and they said they really enjoy working together.
Yeah, so I'll jump in there and tell you
that
how
is definitely top 10 movie of all time.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, top 10 easy.
Yeah, you can go back to that one.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel you putting it. It might not be in my top 10, but I can see it being in the top 10. It's a good movie.
It's nothing like it.
And they said they had a lot of deleted scenes from other historical events that even make it. I was like, yo.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine is in my top 3, no joke. Napoleon Dynamite.
That joint is classic.
Dude, I don't care. I would take some time away from it, and then I'll put that joint back on, and I'll forget about that scene, and then that scene, I'm like, dude, this dude put together a funny
one of the coldest scenes
that's so random
that you're not ready for is when you've been listening to this fool talk about his girl for all this time, and you are clear that there's no girl, ain't no way there's a girl. And man, when she show up, you like, wait a minute.
That's one of them cult classic movies that was so random. You know what I'm saying? But it sucks you in to this time frame that they're in this small town. The brother, they're playing football.
Oh, Uncle Rico?
Yes, Uncle Rico.
Is it Rico? Uncle Rico?
Something like that. I don't remember his name.
He's still videotaping footage to get picked up by the NFL.
Nigga, they mama like leaving 35. Him. Like, make yourself a quesadilla. And just stupid lines like that. The vote for Pedro moments and all that. Nigga, all that. It's classic.
Your boy smashed his tater tots in his pocket.
That's one of them cult following movies. That,
you got to be in the mood
and
for that.
The one where old boy be like, he talking to the little baby Jesus.
You talking about Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights. I put those kind of movies in the same little box.
Just be giggling, huh? Enjoying silly.
I'm not a big fan of movies like that, so you know what I mean.
But a few of them.
My wife loved those kind of movies.
The one that hit for me like that, have me cackling, is Nacho Libre. Man.
You always
Nacho
have said
Libre
that.
Have me cracking up,
and I've seen
that's
some
another
of
one following that category.
Yeah, it is.
Your boy just be doing random stuff like, man, I saw these bums. I said, let's go share the gospel. He said, people think I don't know a buttload about the gospel, but I do, okay? Oh my God.
I do. I like randomness like that. Yes, exactly. You got to be in the mood.
Funny, you got to be in the mood though.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Well,
Forrest Gump.
Let's get back to the topic at hand. This is how we should approach it. Let's do a few minutes of Trump has won. And then we'll do a few minutes of Kamala has won. So if Trump,
I appreciate you saying her name right, because I think
I've been trying to do it.
Everybody
I've been practicing.
who hates her will just continue saying her name wrong.
Yeah,
that's what I've noticed. Nobody who has like genuine respect for her will mess up her name.
So Buki, it is now out. The numbers are out, and Trump has won. What's your feelings,
man? $30 can fill up my gas tank now. I can buy groceries for the month for $150.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The air is cleaner. Wait, I can breathe a little better.
Wait,
you know what I'm saying?
The boy
got
said
more money. Look, hey, the taxes ain't coming out my check no more like it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, baby.
Yep, he said
no more running into the store, bashing, taking everything out while I'm standing there.
They gonna shoot them on sight,
and me feeling guilty, and I'm just standing there, and I ain't even the one running out the store with the stuff. I've got caught on camera 3 times merchandise, and I'm just like, I got a receipt in my hand. I'm just feeling like, man,
yeah. I can understand that. Still feeling guilty.
Yeah, the earth is still here. We still breathe. Everything is good.
All right, James, Trump has won. How you feeling?
Man. Here we go. Now we got this psychotic in office. He got all this power. He about to get the Legion of Doom.
We created a super villain.
Yeah, he got Thanos as Secretary of State. He got all these Marvel villains in the cabinet now. And we'll be okay.
It's no rioting though. That's what I think. He wins. His people happy. Ain't no riots.
The 405, the 105 is crowded.
No, they gonna shut down a few freeways. You better believe it. They're gonna shut down the left. Gonna shut down the 10 a couple times. They're gonna have a women's march. They did all this stuff the last time.
Kamala.
They're gonna shut downtown down like the Dodger parade.
Kamala's people.
It's the people with the green and purple hair.
Just for a
that.
first couple of days. All right. That check's gonna be different.
Well, here's my thing.
Right,
if he wins and he's the winner, man, I don't care, bro. I'm not gonna see an immediate change. I'm gonna be feeling the same way I was the night before. Now, I'm gonna hate the news because the news is gonna be like, well, I'm probably gonna hate that either way, honestly. But
CNN want Trump to win. CNN go up when Trump is in office. I think they turned on Kamala because they wanted Trump to win. They ain't never made as much money.
I've been hearing that. And I've been hearing that.
Did you ever remember watching CNN before Trump jumped into the race in 2015? Do you remember just turning CNN on like that?
Nope.
Do you remember? Like every now and then we'll turn something on. We never watched news, cable news. Nothing was ever the same for cable news after 2015.
That's real.
And I think they know that. They know where their bread is buttered.
Yeah.
I've been around y'all too long.
Nah, but you got to watch them. I mean, these is business. We just talking about a business. When you talk about CNN, you really just talking about a business and what's good for business. Trump. He
news, absolutely.
And people being outraged by him or whatever, and they're covering it.
So what happens to all of these pastors that be yelling at each other for 2 weeks?
That is a great question.
I'm not trying to go there yet. It just was on my mind. Like, I know for a fact I don't have to apologize to nobody at this point because I know I got my right leaning brother over here. I've been giving him all of his shine. Right, I see where you're coming from. I got my Jay. If we had to be honest,
Buki has single-handedly swayed me to think in the other direction, and here's the solid points where he had me swinging in the other direction. It is strange how that dude was being hated.
Yeah.
I understand people disliking him. I get it.
But it feels like he's not part of the machine.
Exactly.
It feels like
And his argument about him not being a part of the machine is true. The machine didn't make him. Politics didn't make him. He made his own money before all of this.
That's fact.
And he's funding his own crew right now.
And he talk crazy about everybody. He pisses everybody off. He don't care.
Is he narcissistic? Sure. Probably.
And look, mad. He didn't donated his whole check. Every check he get as president, he didn't donate it. He didn't receive no money from it. He didn't pocket none of it.
Because he doesn't have to.
I like that. That's dope.
It's a slap in their face too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because y'all in it for this check.
And what makes him scary to some people is he's living by his own rules. That's the thing that is, and I'm like, to disrupt something, you're gonna have to do that.
You're gonna have to be,
if not,
independent.
Yeah, if not, you're gonna get just the same thing because this person is part of the system and they need it. Like Kamala, look how much she was asking for money.
Man, I was getting text after text like, just $5 more. You never know what could happen.
And I'm not saying...
why did the text look like that? Why did they sound like that?
Like some Nigerian scam.
Yeah, I was about to block this number that they was talking about. Like, I know we just one more time. We got a 700% match. I'm like, what's a 700% match?
So... Yeah, so it's like she needs the support. She needs it in that classic way is what I'm saying. She's not getting bread outside of the system. So that tells me who is more likely that people get in your ear and you got to do the stuff for them.
And can I say this? Because
who's more likely?
I was trying my best to find a reason to vote for this woman. And so I was watching all the interviews. I watched Trump, like you told me. I watched Trump go to Schultz. I watched Trump go to Rogan. I watched Kamala go to Charlemagne. I watched Kamala go to Shay. And I'm listening and I'm trying my best, like, because I got to be able to sleep at night. I don't care what y'all think.
Yeah.
I got to be able to say, this is what I was supposed to do. That's how I vote. I can't do nothing about what everybody else think. You know how that go.
Yeah.
But I should be able to say, this is why I did this. And I promise I've been stuck in 2016 where it's like, these two right here, never. And that's where I've been. So I don't know what happens by the time this is out, but I've been trying my best to do my part to say, okay, let me listen, let me hear them out. And I can't help but feel like this dude don't care about nobody because he don't need nobody.
Yep.
And she needs all the people that are pulling on her strings.
Yep.
It just, Because even Charlemagne was like, come clean, sis, about what happened at that border.
Yeah.
And she was like, well,
I gotta say the right thing. You know what I mean? She's still playing that game, and she has to. She believes she has to. But you got somebody who is nobody's. You don't feel like nobody's hand is in his pocket, or they're padding his pocket. Rather, that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like people's giving him money. Elon and then that white lady that gave him all that money too. People have given him. I think more than enough. That's why I'm seeing them airplanes and them trucks.
The garbage trucks?
That's why. Well, he did the garbage trucks. The garbage truck was funny because they made some comment about him being garbage or something like that.
Boy. They let your boy out the basement again. And he winked at them. Like, yeah, I just hit him with that. Let me tell you who's garbage. All of you that support Trump, all y'all garbage.
That's not how he said it, but that's how it sounded. That's not how he said it.
That's what that man said.
That boy hopped in that truck.
And then he winked at him like, now take that, all you garbage supporters. So you just call more than half the country garbage.
And you ain't seen them since.
They was like, well, you know what? Joe might not be. It might not be nothing wrong with Joe. He might really be trying to sabotage Arizona. Watch this. All y'all garbage.
All right. So now, what if at this point everyone is listening? Kamala has won. Bookie, take it away.
I'm gonna be quiet because I don't think our podcast will be live anymore. I think we are now being regulated by the Harris administration. We can't say what we want to say on this mic. We might all be in jail right now.
We finna get demonetized before we even get there.
Why don't we think we gonna get no money though? That's the messed up. Based on the campaigning, she's president now. Why don't you feel like we gonna get some money
you
now?
live in California, and you know for a fact nobody gets more money taken out their wallet than California. And California is where we do all the social experiments. Let's try to spend the money on this group. Give us $12 more, Jay. Let's try to spend the money on that group.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this.
That's why
I'm getting fed up with it, and I can't say much on this podcast. I can tell you after this podcast, we'll talk. But I'm getting fed up with that.
That's why. So when you hear about California nationwide,
yeah,
a lot of us are gonna be like, "Nah, this is why we moved out of California because." Y'all want to do all these social experiments with our money. This money comes out of our pocket. Nobody gets. I don't know if it's $4 out of every 10, but it's something like that. Yeah, it was just like the reason why everybody's gonna be so upset is because you can see from California's policies what they plan to do with our money, and I think like $4 out of $10 in California goes to the government, and you see how they use it. It's wasteful sometimes, and I don't know how much more of that we could take, man. So.
Well, that $200 worth of groceries I got with Trump is going to equal to 4 bananas and 2 apples.
We're going to be out here starving.
Yeah. We're gonna be on a prison diet, oodles and noodles and
prison diet.
That means we all gonna have high blood pressure. We finna be shot.
Oodles and noodles and fake chicken.
I don't know. She wins. I'm like, I don't know. There's the cool part of first woman president of color, but that's where it stops for me.
That's where it stops because now I feel like the machine won again.
Yeah,
I can't front that I feel that, man. I hate feeling like that, but I can't lie. That's how I really feel.
The machine got to keep going. That's how I feel. Like no matter what, and the machine wants to do what's best for it. And if you put on your tinfoil hats right now. If you're under the impression that other people behind the scenes is really pulling the strings, then Trump is a problem.
Yeah,
because he's all about himself and doing stuff his way. That's all he's known. That's the only life he's lived. That's how he's just done everything, right? And for her to be president, it's like, man, I wonder who's in her ear. who's saying
Trump wants to be a great president because he wants to be known as the greatest president.
I feel that.
I'm not mad at that.
I feel that. It's for wrong reasons, I feel, but he still wants to do that, and it's because of his image. Like, I want to be known as the best president.
But we all win from that.
I hate to say it.
I don't. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I do. That's what I'm saying. I do.
I don't agree with that.
How you not,
James, help me.
If a man says, I want to be known as the greatest president, I want to be the one to turn this economy around, I want to be the one to make America great again, not with this propaganda and like, oh, when was it ever great? No, you know what he's talking about economically and a world power and all that.
Yeah.
How we don't win? We win. With his opportunity zones and all that, if you want to win, you're going to win.
Yeah,
he's given opportunities to win.
Yeah, I'm more of a romantic in this situation, so I might just be naive about this. But I'm kind of like a little bit more thinking about like the soul of the country, which I don't know how much that's worth to people, but it just seems like we're not the same. We're not the same when we have bad, divisive leadership in place. We're not the same people. So I don't want that for the country.
Where's the bad divisive leadership?
Just like we said, like the Tony Hinchcliffe, whatever his name is, the way that he incites division, the way that he points out like the worst of us, it's not by mistake that he's in that camp. I know you want to say that. I agree with you. I'm not saying Trump wanted him to do that set, but I'm saying like what that attracts, what the MAGA attracts is like not good for the country.
Ain't it best
for me.
For your enemies to show them?
I don't want them to have
like bring them out. What they say? Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Let me see them.
Well,
I don't want them to have power.
I don't know. None of these people got power.
I'm talking about Trump still.
But Trump is. Why are we acting like Trump haven't been president for 4 years already?
And we saw his presidency. It wasn't amazing. It was not amazing.
Was it better than Biden administration?
It was terrible for the soul of the country.
How was it terrible?
Because it was divisive.
No, it was divisive because of left-wing media. That's why it was divisive. Nothing that Trump did was divisive. We were winning.
Trump did like 20 divisive things, bro. I'll name a bunch of them. Let's name a bunch of them.
Are we going to compare to what was great? Because we really can't compare what was great because the media wouldn't even let you know what was great.
But
me and you can. The three of us can do it.
You know what I'm
saying? That's the thing, Bookie, that I said that you kind of helped me see, and I took a step back. And started asking myself, like, why did these people start hating this dude so much? And they did this at the beginning of that Rogan interview. Like, they played Trump right when he announced that he was going to run for president. He was on The View. And they played how all of them received him. And all of them was like, why would you want to do it all? But they loved him. Oh, I love they was all.
Whoopi loved him.
She was so mad. She was not happy that she got caught on camera acting like that. Yeah. She did not like that.
Right. And then they, fast forwarded to how they sound now. Mm-hmm. And then if you see it from that perspective, you like, those people are a part of the machine. And the machine turned on him for whatever reason. Now, we want to say that they turned on him because, we didn't know he was racist. We didn't know he would be doing all of this stuff. He is somebody we didn't know. And I'm like, how long y'all was kicking it with this dude and how long we were all like, well, he just about money or whatever. If he was all this stuff that y'all saying, y'all gonna tell me y'all who was hanging with him, y'all didn't spot none of this stuff until now?
Replace this conversation with Diddy, and you'll understand why things can switch up quick.
This man just got pictures with Rosa Parks.
Diddy got the same type of pictures. Yeah. Diddy got the same type of pictures with TD Jakes.
I knew you was going to say that.
Hey, this man funded Jesse Jackson when he ran for president.
Hey man, the crack dealers be giving out turkeys. Suge Knight used to give out turkeys at Christmas.
You don't even have to convince me on that.
I'm just saying.
You got to be reminded of this stuff though, because why? It's been buried.
Because we've been programmed. The media job is the program.
Don't talk around this, Bookie. Don't talk around this.
Propaganda. That's all it is.
Let's go back to his presidency and let's just talk about some things he actually did. When they had the Charlottesville Tiki Torch parade. That was not nothing that needed to be celebrated or condoned on any level. He was supposed to denounce that fully with no kind of like shade. But we've been talking to how he didn't do that. He was like, well, you know, they could have went about it different. We don't really want that. That's not how you're supposed to handle that. He could have handled that in a way that says, no, that's not what the country's about. Because if people were yelling, you're not going to replace us. Who are they talking about? They talking about the browning of America. So he's not for us. Is that way we sounding.
Is that the same thing that Umar is saying? Y'all bringing all these people over to replace us?
Yeah, we don't celebrate Umar either. I wouldn't want him to be president either.
But if that's a racist statement, you have all these black people saying the same thing.
Stuff.
I don't. Umar don't speak for me.
He speak for a lot of black people. He speak for a lot of Pan African Americans.
So that's why I started saying like I'm kind of romantic in this conversation. I want the country to be a certain way.
I'm saying,
you feel me?
When you say something,
I could be just pie in the sky, like head in the clouds type stuff, and that's fair. You could write it off like that. But what I'm saying is, what Trump might bring to the table that could help the economy, stuff like closing the borders, is not necessarily what a lot of us want to see the country turn into. I don't want to be led by somebody who appeals to the worst of us. I don't want that person in charge. I don't want my kids seeing that person in charge. That doesn't make the left any better. It just makes them different. In a lot of ways, it makes them different. And there's a whole lot more stuff he did. The way he talked about the people, the immigrants, like taking the immigrants that were, he said, criminals.
Y'all gave us, and then would the facts come out? Did the facts come out? Oh yeah, we did let them out of prison and send them over there to y'all.
Yeah,
where's the lie?
That's still not how you talk about people.
So let's pacify the people and let's be. Oh yeah, he let out. Yeah. Oh, this man only killed 5 people and they let him in. No, you're a criminal. Yeah. Y'all sent y'all criminals and y'all insane people over here.
He said, for the record, he said bad hombres.
He did say bad hombres.
Yeah. He wasn't saying everybody. He said bad hombres. And I remember
He's so good at making sure you remember. He like Macho Man Randy Savage,
absolutely.
Man. That's who he grew up on. That's what it is. Saturday Night Main Event. That's how he campaigned.
But this is my thing. Where's the lies?
That's
true. And then you want to talk about that. Then you turn around and then Harris and the Biden administration let all these people over. They done killed a bunch of people. They done took over apartment complexes over there. Venezuelans.
When I was in Colorado, one of the exits was to Aurora. I was like, man, I should go over there and see what's really going down. I'm like, I done already struck out with wifey. I can't take her to Aurora. I wanted to go so bad.
And y'all remember, we did learn that Haitians will eat cats.
Will eat cats. Where's the lie?
Where's the lie?
That's not how you talk about people, Jay. You know that. If you from Haiti, you could get away with that. If you not from Haiti,
I'm just saying,
you can't talk like that about people, man.
The dude is a loose cannon, and I believe he says what he wants to say. And the reason that he does that, because he has no fear of repercussions.
Yeah.
The other side has to tiptoe around and kind of disguise their lies and do all this stuff because they're still playing a game. And I can't unsee it now. You know, I don't know what it is.
I heard your girl, this was a prime example of what you're saying. When she was talking to Charlemagne, or it might have been Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper asked her, you guys are trying to build a wall now, right? And she's like, well, we're trying to fix the border. And he's like, with a wall. And she's like, now, hear me out. We're trying to get this done. We could have gotten this done earlier, but Trump blocked it. And he was like, just for the 3rd time, it's a wall y'all are trying to build, right? And she was like, well, if an idea is good, it doesn't matter who it comes from. And he was like, just to be clear, you're trying to finish building the wall that Trump started. And she was like, let's talk about that. He tried to get Mexico to pay for it. And this is, again, he was like, so are you going to admit that the wall was a good idea or is it a stupid idea? Because y'all are trying to finish this wall y'all hated on him about. And she just did the dance. And it was like, gosh, man, this makes it so difficult for me.
A bunch of ideas that Trump had that they knocked down white and they talked about and ran campaigns about it. Now you turn around, they trying to implement the same thing.
And it's only because I believe that dude is looking at the country through the same eyes he's always looked at it as a businessman. And like, I know this border is an issue. I know how the energy that we're using is an issue. This stuff is affecting the economy. And I want to get on those things. And I'm like, as much as I want to hate him, because he says a lot of wild stuff, and I do believe he does incite a lot of racist folks on purpose because he knows he needs their votes, not because I believe he's racist. He does a lot of stuff like that that's nasty, but he seemingly has some sort of plan and some solutions to, to check these things. She not talking, or was not talking at the time y'all hear this. She was not talking in that same tone to me.
We see through that. I'm trying hard not to see it, and I can't unsee it at this point.
But again, we play this game now.
Yeah.
She's become president at this point. What else do we expect at this point? Who's going to be happy? Out the gate.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think, man, it'll be proud that a woman is represented in this way. That's dope. We'll all
I think older black women would be happy, but the modern age black woman, the middle class black woman, nah. Her support is down in the black community, bro. I'm telling you, and this is coming from personal conversations that I've had with people. They're not supporting her like that. They're not publicly saying it because they don't want to accept the backlash that they're going to get from people. Because, and then when you look at, we're going to go back to like James was saying, when Trump was president, right? Mm-hmm. This dude had record high like job growth. Unemployment rate was at its lowest for black people, Hispanics, everybody. Mm-hmm. You can't deny those because when you the left want to put out numbers, then you looking at the numbers like, oh yeah, look at these numbers. But then let's talk about him bringing the manufacturing jobs back to the U.S. Mm-hmm. All of these jobs, you know what I'm saying? They're coming back because he's like, look, you come back here or we're gonna tax you. What you want to do? Give our people jobs. And what they do? Come back, give them jobs. This is why I say when he want to be great, we're winning.
Yeah.
And now whatever you want to decide winning is, for me, economic growth is winning.
I think that's go ahead.
Oh, finish your thought. I was gonna say that's why you should play that dates tape. That's a good point, Pookie. That dates clip will speak on that. But go ahead, Jay. My fault.
Nah, go ahead. What about the clip?
Play that. It'll speak to what Pookie just brought up about like what people want out of this next presidency, because not everybody wants the same thing. I mean, all of us enjoy a good economy, but that's not everybody's final. Like, that's not my only dog in the fight.
But half of these people they don't even know what they want. The media is telling them what they want.
That's fair. Some of us have thought out.
If you really hold a, this is like the group think. We the only ones that us black people, we're the only ones that
as a republic, because they know not everybody's gonna think.
And acquire some really cool things, only to come to the end of life and realize that I missed out on what life really is. See, our culture sells us these lies, tells us that you are what you have, but you are not what you have. You're gonna spend all that money on the red bottoms, and I ain't mad at you for having red bottoms, but you can only wear them like once every other month because the reds start to scrape off the bottom, and then you're trying to hide when you go up steps. Tell everybody, y'all go in front of me, y'all go in front of me. So if you put all your hope in red bottoms, you put all of your hope in your Gucci paraphernalia, put all your hope in your house, put all your hope in your car. When something happens to it, something happens to you. But when your hope ain't in your shoes, and it ain't in your earrings, and it ain't in your car, you could be driving a Ford Focus and be happy all the way to the hoagie shop on the south side of Chicago.
What he's saying is not what I'm saying.
I know.
I'm not talking about materialism.
I hear you.
He's talking about driving a Ford Focus. Yeah, I want to be able to drive a Ford Focus. Well, with her, I'm going to be catching a jitney. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to be able to afford a car. You know what I'm saying? This is, we one is not like the other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, their track record is. I'm trying hard to feel good about whatever choice has been made by this time. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, I live in California where the experiment is happening, and they take 3 to 4 of our dollars and they just try stuff, and you get tired of that after a while. So I can see why weird left wing experiment are you gonna try on the rest of us now? Because we already see how y'all ran Hollywood. You ran movies up out of Hollywood. Now all the movies are in Toronto or Atlanta or Jersey, wherever they at. We saw how y'all ran all these housing markets out into the ground. We saw what y'all doing in California. And if you're trying to bring that to the rest of the country, a lot of people are going to be like, no, thank you.
And that's their plan because Gavin Newsom is their next big party man.
Yeah, I'll be over there with you on the right if it's if that's what happens next.
Yeah,
because I'm not moving.
To set Gavin Newsom
make no mistake, I haven't moved. I'm right center already, but the more the left pulls everything to the left, if I just stand still, I'm gonna be on the right. The moderates aren't gonna have anywhere else to go if you keep pulling everything left. I haven't moved. What's moved is what we used to call left, and what we used to call right has been completely changed. Y'all, like we talk about Trump. Trump is not even pro-life. Trump is like, leave it up to the states. That's not a pro-life stance. Now, putting the Supreme Courts in place, that's a pro-life stance. Putting the Supreme Court justices in place that are pro-life, that's a pro-life move. So, but to then say, leave it to the states, that's a pivot.
And this is my thing. Small government.
Okay.
That's what Trump is. Small government. And that's what I like about it. No, let the states decide these things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm pro-life. You pro-life. You know what I'm saying? If somebody else
I'm pro-life.
If somebody else is pro-choice, well, let's cast our votes about it and let the state decide.
Yep.
I don't need what is the government job is to protect us, right?
Yeah, but somebody needs to be protected before they're born too. That's why it's a federal matter.
But it should be a state matter. Let the states decide.
Nah, not constitutional things.
Yeah, no, for abortion.
Yeah, because so it's a federal conversation when it's constitution stuff.
But you're not making it. But the left is saying it's not. They're saying, yeah, go abort your baby. It's your right. It's your choice. It's your body.
Yeah, that's horrible.
So if you're gonna go that far, well, just let the states decide. Let the people see. The way it's supposed to go is the people within that state is supposed to vote what they want for that state.
Yeah.
And see, and the problem is when the federal government get involved, just like people are mad at Trump for saying like, "Oh, Department of Education is trash." Department of Education is trash. They're trash.
That man said, "Let's be clear."
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we out here teaching tests. We're not even like.
Yeah.
We're teaching tests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they don't want you to homeschool your kids because they want to indoctrinate them.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
That's how they move. I ain't gonna front. That's how they move.
So now how do y'all feel the church is gonna act at okay, Trump wins, how is the church gonna act?
Man, I've never seen the church act like this, dog. This is a different season that we're in because you got past like me personally, I don't think the pulpit is the place for that. You know what I'm saying?
Say that, dog.
Man, super campaigning.
Yeah.
They're going to have a lot of apologizing to do. Is that just me? I don't have nobody to apologize.
I don't think they're going to apologize.
Man, run that tape, bro. Did you hear what this man said?
Who?
Run that shame on your daddy. This the same dude that just was talking. Like, that was dates. That was dates that was just talking. Ain't this dates again?
Yeah.
Shame on your daddy joint?
I'm trying to see where it is.
That's tough, man. Wow.
Yeah, because these pastors are going hard for this camp. And I'm like, well, I mean, whatever you say in your own time is what you say and what you believe. But when you get behind, you know what I'm saying, in front of the people, I don't think that's the place for.
Here it goes.
It was largely white evangelical churches that has propped up the most immoral president that we have had in living memory as the golden child of the church. And then they had the audacity to be quiet when Laquan McDonald was murdered, when George Floyd and Breonna Taylor were shot down. Some of them have said to me, I ain't done nothing racist, Charlie. I've not said anything wrong. Look, I'm over a big Bible institute, and I've had to say to them in return, yeah, you might not have said nothing wrong, but you ain't said nothing right either. And the moment you won't speak up for us, we're all in trouble. And now, it's those same white pulpits down in Louisiana and everywhere else that wants to tell us that the Republican Party is the only Christian to vote. You can't hinder us from getting the right to vote, and then we get in and tell us who to vote for.
Ooh, you got to run this one for those that didn't hear what your man D Swag Donnie Swag came through with the white rebuke.
The most immoral president.
And your daddy,
We had presidents
and your
that
granddaddy, and your
rape black women, had them locked up in dungeons and owned slaves.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
come
Thomas
on.
Jefferson was out here.
Come on.
I think one of the Hamiltons was wild too. Wait,
Come
the
on,
one that
bruh.
what's the one that Trump hung up in the Oval Office? He was horrible. I think it was Andrew Jackson.
Washington had a
Trump,
black.
Trump put one of the most racist presidents up in the Oval Office. Man, that's some virtue. That's some signal. That's some dog
Fixing to
whistling
make
to
some
me.
people mad right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be, for the statement I'm about to make, I'm going to be called a racist. And I will be called every name under the sun.
This Donnie Swaggart. This is what Dace was
But
responding
somebody
to.
needs to stand up and speak to the black church. When the largest Pentecostal, when the largest African American Pentecostal denomination, when that leader stands up and said, I endorse that woman, he was saying, I endorse murder. I endorse homosexuality. I endorse lesbianism. I endorse transgenderism. I endorse every evil that hell could prosper or bring up to the right. That's wrong, folks. And the black church votes predominantly for the party that is anti-God. What's going on here? What's going on? See, my statement to them is this. We've had them call into the program. I don't like toes. Hello? But I guarantee you, if 1860 was today, they wouldn't say a word about preachers preaching against slavery. They would trumpet it, and they should. So then, why will not the African American church stand up for righteousness?
My question is, when the last time you been in an African American church? That's the first thing to come to mind, because you're giving me this vibe that you ain't even been in the African American church. It'd be different if you have been rubbing shoulders with, and you were known for that. And I don't know this cat, but unfortunately, this is some of the stuff that I'm glad at this point we could move on, and now everybody can just be mad at whoever is president and just talk about, how it's just going to be the worst thing ever, as if Jesus is still not in control or whatever. So it's whatever. Yeah. To me, honestly, at my core, I'm just glad that, all this voting stuff is over with by the time y'all hear this. And we can just move on and realize that the world is still jacked up because we still in it, and we jacked up people who needs God's grace. And none of these people gonna be the silver bullet that fixes anything. Now, it's just a part of our democracy. We gotta vote. We gotta, consider these things. We gotta do this stuff.
Yeah. So
here we are. We've done it. But quite frankly, I'm like, man, and I gotta go through this every 4 years. We gotta go through this. And I'm really, really over it. I'm just I don't care. It's and I know for some, it sounds irresponsible. It sounds like, oh, you ignorant. I get it. And I could be, all of that. But at my core, I'm just saying, look, I'm burnt out on it. It's whack. I'm focus on what's going on, locally, what's going on in your neighborhood, and try to be the best neighbor that you can, be, and the best person that you can be around people who you can actually affect. I don't believe none of these. To Buki's point, Trump wants to look good. So if he is president now, he's going to try to do something because he knows he's going to be scrutinized now that he's back in. And so he's going to try to produce. And same thing for Kamala. If she's in and now the pressure is really going to be on her, she's going to have to try to do something to produce, something positive in the next.
Look like y'all made the right decision.
Yeah, that the right decision was made for the country, and now there's an upswing.
She ain't gonna talk to y'all niggas no more.
We ain't gonna hear from her no more.
She ain't gonna talk to y'all niggas no more.
Man,
Chucks and Pearls gonna be in the trash, in the garbage.
The Chucks?
That shit was gonna be in the garbage truck.
She gonna get rid of all those recipes that she was posting. The greens,
all her greens that's in the bathtub, go to the toilet.
She's not gonna even show up to the HBCU. Nothing.
She gonna be eating falafels and whatever.
Not gonna care about
her curry with the 12 spices. That's what she gonna be.
For real,
yeah,
she'll go back to where she was.
She gonna be at.
that's wild.
You think Biden gonna step up and say something? If
they sedated that
man a loose cannon.
we don't know where that man is right now.
The last three things he said was wow, bro. They're like, all right,
he might have lost the campaign for. Hey, after that man said that they refunded their money back to North Carolina, they're like, yeah, nah, we ain't winning this one.
This thing right here.
Yeah, nah, like you saying, y'all. Okay, yeah, we can talk this Trump and Harris stuff, but y'all need to vote locally because, man, these local politicians is trash.
Yeah,
we still got potholes from '98.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
They keep taxing us.
That's what I'm saying. Where the money going?
Man, we had the essay homie out there pouring rocks in the potholes by themselves, and then the city got mad. What you mean? At least he trying to help us.
He trying to help, bro.
Yeah, because y'all been stealing our money and we can't get nothing done. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, vote locally because these are a bunch of scumbags around here too.
I know, and then you got like people like locally. You really got to. What it is like you really got to dig in that he was at home and get as much information because the absentee ballot did get delivered to him, so he was able to to write in everything at the crib, and he was just just doing his due diligence that way. It's just a lot to it, and I know. There's some who will go all out, and I think it is responsible to look at them, especially picking them judges that's hanging folks are not, and you have the power to to elect some of those judges in your area locally. Yeah. So it's like, it's worth it in that sense, but the presidency, I know we hold that as like the biggest ticket. That's the biggest thing, and I get that, but I don't know. I want to get past this and get to.
Yeah, I think all the people that allowed all of this crime to just run rampant because we're trying to reimagine, the criminal justice system. I think they all about to take a huge hit. Yeah. I think all of them getting sent home because the smash and grab is just a bad look, man. It's a bad look. The unhoused people everywhere. That's not a good look. And now they starting to clean them up because they know they got to get ready for the Olympics. So it's like, y'all see that it's not sustainable, but you don't say nothing until it's convenient. Like, we can only take so much of that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Yep.
Yeah. We living in Gotham City down here. Seeing these cats to Arkham Asylum.
I'm telling you, but boy, Buki, I'm telling you. But I'm burnt on it. It's like, we get taken advantage of here.
Especially like, because I work in the public sector, dog. And then like, so, my second job, I'd be working at the parks and everything like that. And, that's where all the ballot box, where you drop off your mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how many people come to me, oh, where I drop it off? Oh, man, it's going to get picked up. Are they going to pick it up? I just want to make sure it's going to count. Bruh. It's the vote is next week. It's like you 8 days early and you worried about it being picked up.
Like you're not late, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this fear about? You know what I'm saying? They're like, it's like I said, this election cycle is crazy, bro.
Yeah, there were some. I think it was one that was reported on fire somewhere.
Yeah, in Washington.
Yeah,
it's the purple hair and green hair people doing it.
Why they gotta have purple and green hair?
You already know. The purple green hair people doing it, bro.
Burning up the boxes. I don't know, man. Anything else? I don't know. I'm burnt on this, and I just mean this topic. You got this.
We to the tail end of it though. You just had to get that one last weekend where it's like, all right, here we go, new chapter. Let's see what happens. I'm interested to see what happens because both of them seem to have two very different ideologies, and they both have like obvious flaws. So something gonna have to give.
If DT win, you gonna wear this T-shirt I'm gonna buy you?
What it's gonna say? What's it gonna say?
You gotta wear my DT T-shirt.
How it go?
Hey, when I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna have to go to the west side to get it because the dude right here on Central, all he got is Harris shirt.
All right, let's do this then. All right, if DT wins, James got to wear the shirt.
All right,
but you got to get a Harris shirt. We got to find a Harris shirt.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna have my mama gonna have 2 Harris shirts whether she win or not. She gonna have them ready because they gonna be cheaper already.
Y'all gonna have to take a picture with it.
Oh, we'll post it. I'm in.
My Harris shirt gonna have to be rolled up into a halter top.
So we gotta make that happen. So James just hope that DT don't win because he knows where to get all the best.
What size you need, Bookie? What size shirt you need?
We gonna talk about that after
I'm on Crenshaw and Slauson. I'm on Crenshaw and Slauson tomorrow. I go get it tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just
got them. They got the Harris shirts. I already seen them.
There is.
I've seen 0 DT shirts.
0, dog.
I got to go to Orange County for that. I ain't seen that.
There is a pastor we both know that's been going hard for DT. This is sad because I'm just gonna sound like a hater, but there is a part of me that wants to see Kamala win just so I can see his head explode. I can't front. I want to see her win just to see his head explode. But honestly, if I'm being honest, it's just like, and I'm just judging it off the campaigning, it's just like I feel like DT did the better campaigning.
Come on, man. I got a few more days. I'm gonna do some more soul searching and see what I can do.
I think they're already giving him the swing states already. They was like his percentage is like higher than it usually is for somebody to win.
Are these pretty decent polls that kind of?
These are the polls.
They got a
the
good
game
track record
is win the trust of the people. That's the name of the game.
On some level, and it's different ways to do it, right? You don't have to do the same thing as the other person. You can say, "Here's what I know I can do." I'm not even going to try to do that other stuff. That's what I hear 45 doing. Here's what I know I can do. I don't know about all that other stuff y'all talking about. I don't even think that's important to y'all. And that, to me, seems to be resonating. And then the other side, like Kamala's saying, listen, we don't want people like that in leadership. That's not how we want to be. That's not what's best for the country. And that resonates with people like me. But then the other party
y'all ain't the majority, though. No, that's why I feel like.
I think the majority was waiting for, okay, I know why I'm not voting for him.
The majority is about this.
Now, what are you about to do for
That's what it
us?
is. Hey, James don't want to accept. James got this, like, fantasy, like everybody got this moral.
It is
you gonna put somebody there's gonna help me eat.
Listen,
Turn my headphones up.
It's a consumer based economy.
That's true.
You have to be spending money, but in order for you to spend money, because that's what a recession is.
Yeah,
a recession is everybody has stopped spending.
That's right,
and just holding on to their money, and it starts to hurt everything. So people got to be in a position to be spending. You're not the game. There's
not realize black people ain't as broke as you think they are.
No, we doing better.
We doing better. Black, this is not the
is
not the 60s and the 70s.
You're right.
Not.
Black folks is out here winning, and they want to see their money grow.
I'm about to say, but they want to continue to win.
Exactly.
And
so they're looking. They're like, no, we're voting our bank account.
Yeah,
we're voting our wallets.
Yep.
And a lot of us would say we got here from Democratic policies, affirmative action, all that type of stuff got us to where we're at now. We weren't here in the 60s and the 70s. Democratic policies got us here. That's why we always vote left, because the right wasn't trying to help us in that kind of way. They had a different plan. To me, the right has always said, y'all pull your own weight. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's dope.
Yeah.
I believe that. Pull your own weight. But the way that they want to do it is as if we're all on the level playing field. And that ain't never been true. It's more true than it ever has been now.
Yeah.
But the way that they've been saying it was like, come on, man. You try to act like it's a level playing field. We need some of these things to level out the playing field first, and then we can start talking about slowly winding down some of these programs. But it seems like the right wants to say, well, we don't have time to wind these programs down. They just got to stop because we about this bread. Like, we can't do nothing about y'all anymore. And it's still leaving all these disenfranchised groups left out, and that's why a lot of us are like leaning left, not because we pro-choice or because we want everything to fall apart. It's because, like, yo, traditionally the way that the little guy got here was by democratic policies, and that trickle down stuff is not. It was never. It's proven to be a lie.
Yeah, and Lyndon B. Johnson told y'all, I'm gonna have y'all niggas voting for the next 200 years. Democrat for the next 200 years. He told y'all that.
He did say that.
Did he say it? Yeah, he said it.
He said it.
Well, seems like his plan worked, and here we are. But like I said, I haven't, since I've been alive and just on this planet, it was a lot of stuff happening in this country way, before I came into existence in the mid 70s. But since I've been here, I haven't felt that any party has just benefited the country as a whole. Like, this party has just won us more championships than any. I've never felt that way. And maybe because it has a lot to do with how you raise and the people around you and how they vote or what have you.
Yeah.
And learn the game. You learn the game, help your community, and you grow. And what I mean by community, I'm talking about your people that's around you.
Yeah.
And the people.
Learn the game and grow, baby.
The people who are heavy, really, I've just noticed this. The people who are heavy into politics typically are people who have a lot of money. And they want to keep it. They want to grow it. They don't want to get taxed as much.
Yeah.
And because I don't, and this is just my very narrow view. I'm just one person. But I don't see a lot of struggling poor people hard into politics. Like, man, they just know all the candidates or whatever. I hear a lot of people trying to keep their money, keep their businesses afloat, worrying about different things that affect business, and then people be the hard things that affect stocks, things that are, affect, property and things like that.
Yeah.
Those are people I find to be the hardest and hardcore into politics. And I understand that. The more I grow, the more I know, the more I see how those things, whoever's running your city, is affecting your pockets. Do you really want to see the best man come through? And those people, get supported by donors and people who have money to help the game keep going. So I see honestly, it's a rich man game. It's a everybody game, because I get it. Everybody can vote or what have you. But it's just the people at the top, to me, benefiting from the pros and the cons. And the cons, are sad, and they do affect a lot of us when businesses leave and, these, companies start to want to go overseas and go to different places. I understand that. I see it. There's so much, and maybe it's the Chinese TikTok that's doing it too, but because of all this drama.
Did you hear that the dude who run TikTok is the richest man in the world now?
He should be. He has a good product.
That's crazy.
And TikTok about to be banned in the United States in January.
Yeah, that's what's going to be happening.
Is that right?
That's what I'm hearing.
It might be richest it can't be richest in China. It's got to be richest in the world. It can't be just China.
I mean, he got a good product.
Yeah, that was joint popping.
It has but at the same time, it being banned, it's gonna hurt a lot of Americans.
It's gonna hurt a lot of Americans.
It's gonna really do that, because it's a lot of Americans making money off.
They making money, and I think TikTok pays more.
Look,
than Instagram and
TikTok Shop is
shop.
fire. I done bought a few things. I done bought a book. I bought some glasses, and last night they caught me slipping. It was wee hours. I went to the toilet. It was wee hours. That's TMI, but I was in the wee hours. They sold me this bomb toothpaste. They caught me slipping. I was like, that's kind of nice. I like that. And then everybody's like, it's the best ever. This is, it's the third day.
They be about to get me buying the thing that make a round ball of ice, like a perfectly round circle.
He was coming up late, As
Knickknacks or maybe Brookstone. It was the two.
No, Sharper
I used
Image.
to grow up in them joints. It was both of them. Brookstone and Sharper Image was the spot that had like that little ball that would knock left or right.
Yes,
you didn't know where else to get that from.
No,
all that stuff is on TikTok.
All of it is on TikTok. But I can't
never
front.
Seen before.
I can't front. Them prices be right.
$6.
Hey,
prices be.
And hey, look,
right.
I was on there one night and I thought about you too. I was like, that nigga Jay would love this. It was some old school T-shirts.
Oh yeah,
it was the nostalgic T-shirts. I was like, oh yeah, he'll love this.
Yeah, I would eat it up. And I'm like,
it had the old hip hop shirts.
Nigga, I bought
cartoons.
I bought a book of like all the homeopathic remedies, like a whole it's a legit doctor because I looked them up that just had all the stuffs like what you dealing with, and then it got like all the natural stuff that you could, and it break it down. But I kept seeing the book on TikTok shot it. And this is how they get you. They be like,
caught you.
The algorithm, no, what's up? They was like, this the book they trying to ban.
Oh, that's all they gotta say.
Boy, they got your boy with that. Man, they trying to ban this book.
All the book tell you to do is put an onion in your sock. They not finna ban that.
I know.
Wrap some potatoes around your neck.
But they gonna make you think that. And then it's gonna be 4 or 5 different people gonna keep, cause
I'll be mad when they get rid of TikTok, dog.
I know.
I love the prison stories. Hey, everything you want to know. Hey, the little Bible stories. I'm like, man, I didn't know that happened in the Bible.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
But it's so broad. Then this new one creeped up on me. And you linger long, they gonna send you more. And it was like over 40 and 50-year-olds on TikTok. It's a whole nother world over here. Y'all think. And I was like,
TikTok got worlds
it's universe. Look, I love Chinese toys they be selling on there, or the knockoff watches. That was heavy on my feed for a while, but it's always some Korean lady selling them, and I'm like, the Koreans know where that knockoff is, baby.
Sorry,
they was showing up.
Bad presentation. I'm sorry. I could be my bias, but
they get me with the latest one was the doggone mini video games. I got all of the classic systems.
Sega, Genesis, all that Nintendo
and
stuff.
see, before, because Reggie was putting me up on one, and before they was like $100, $120, which is not that bad, but TikTok shop. $50. $50. Same game, Jay. You don't have to pay that. I'm like, man, they got me.
I be waiting for the little old head Mexican homie on there that don't speak English but be eating the food all the time.
Oh, you got to send me that, boogie. You got to send me that stuff, man, so you can mess up my
Is he
algorithm.
A critic that don't speak English?
He don't speak English. I be him with this girl there. Man, the way he eat his food, I be like, the little old head. And he put everything. That man be eating like a raw cactus with a taco with beans in it. Like, this combination don't even work.
I'm going to be sad if they really get rid of TikTok, though. I'm going to be sad because it has become this source of entertainment for me. I'm telling you, I can go from the conspiracy theories to just somebody acting stupid, the gangbanging dude that's always talking about the property dude. It's just like, man, this is a wonderful time, bruh. It's like it has replaced television totally for me, and it's just because it's entertainment. Like it's Friday. That's when we're recording this. If I was at home and I hop on TikTok, one of my favorite things to do is to go to them live DJs playing at the club, and they be showing the club. And I'm not talking about no live club. I'm talking about them hole in the wall, only 20 or 30 people up in there, but they having a ball
live.
You see dudes dressed like they not dressed up. They just got some jeans on or whatever, and they have you can tell that check they cashed in. They just went straight to this place. As soon as they left work, they went straight. They go home. They didn't get dressed up. They went straight to this place, and the DJ is having a ball just putting them on there. And I'm like, dude, he's
stopping
wonderful.
The music. Y'all ain't ready for this yet?
But it's like a little hole in the wall. Because what it is, what's fascinating to me is I'm going into your world. I remember when Periscope was first came out. Yeah. That just blew my mind. Cause it was like Africa right now, and this y'all gotta understand. We old heads, so we was here when this stuff jumped off. It's very commonplace now, but that's the part I do like. It's like you are inviting me into your world, or you could be up. You've seen this. The person having Bible study by themselves. They on TikTok having Bible study. They live though. they going over scripture. I'm just scrolling and jumping into different time zones and in different countries and a lot of things. Because this one dude, he was talking about Pan-Africanism. He heavy on there. He didn't move to Tanzania, and he didn't move from Texas to Tanzania. Okay. So but Dr. Umar is probably his hero. You can hear he coming up. Yes, he coming off like that. Like, because he didn't call white people. He ain't calling them white people. He calling them something in that language. And in Tanzania, that's what he called them. Like, he was tired of being under the rule of the Amubu or something that he said. And I'm like, that he must be talking about white people because he left Texas. So he was so he did. So you seeing all of this different. You know, I'm in the Airbnb, and I was thinking, you know, out of the country, like Airbnb spots. And there's this one dude, because I really wanted to go to Mexico. I still do. But he was just going through all the steps of him going to Mexico and setting it all up. Yeah. And the places that he was getting was super nice looking. I'm like, who don't want to go there? Right. And run that? So it's fascinating. If they get rid of that, your boy gonna be sad, bro. Because I don't know where to go next.
The IG reels don't be popping like that. It's just not the same.
And YouTube is good, but YouTube is different. It's for like streaming stuff that you want to see.
Long form.
But long form, right? And it's still, you know, I think it's the king in that. Because a lot of people are dedicated to YouTube.
10 minutes, right?
What you mean?
YouTube is like 10 minutes or more.
Yeah.
And TikTok is what? Because I'm not on it that much.
Nah, TikTok will give
like
you
5 minutes or less.
Yeah, you could get something longer. Some people on there a little longer, but
that's not what you go there for.
Nah. You go for the quick fix and look, and then be like, I don't care about that, and then move on to. But soon enough, you keep scrolling, it's going boom, it's going to hit you. You gonna be like, yeah, let's hear it, let's see this.
When I'm out of the area, like if I'm at work or something, I can't catch the game. I go straight to TikTok.
Yeah.
Somebody
Beyonce live. That's exactly how I saw her speech live. I was like, wow, okay, she is about to speak. So
there's something for everybody on that.
That's what it is, Buki. It's a little bit. Instagram was like that, like in its heyday. I felt like it wasn't like everybody on there, but it feels like a lot of people have left Instagram. And I was also trying to do your boy Isaac Hayes' son. What was his thing called? Fan base. Fan base. I think that might be something. He's been working on it, but he on TikTok trying to cipher people over there to fan base, which. I think he's gonna do a good job doing that because he's trying to tell the sellers he's trying to show incentive for people who are selling because they must be paying. That TikTok shop and people promoting their own little, they're not even promoting their own products. They just pick certain products and put it in their shop, but talk about it. And I'm like, getting the common person to become the salesman, I think has been very effective.
I used to follow a lot of cologne influencers.
Yes.
On
I've
YouTube.
Seen them too.
Now they're over at TikTok. I'm like, you ain't even on YouTube. They're not even on YouTube no more. Yeah. They like going straight TikTok.
TikTok,
boom, boom, boom.
I was watching somebody doing that though. I was watching the video about the cologne knockoff, and the boy had about 5 or 6 of them in his case, and he was letting the old head like smell them, and he was like, man, this is him. And I was like, yeah, it's a little, but the cologne game is interesting because you can knock it off legally. Yeah. If you get the smell right, you can knock it off legally. So
that's dope.
TikTok is delivering all of that.
And you think it might be gone, or that's already already voted down?
Yeah, they've been talking about it, and
because it's a security breach, we can't control it, right?
Nah, it's they were trying to force them to migrate it into an American company. Yeah, and TikTok like, nigga, we over here, we've been fine, and they couldn't. I guess couldn't figure out how to do that to make America great, because what it is you really got a foreign entity influencing this country.
That's facts.
Because like I said, I'm seeing all these people leaving America talking about. I'm like, that ain't by accident.
You think they're gonna play fair? They got that kind of power. You think they go? Let's just be fair with it.
Hey, you know, we tell you what the game is too, though.
What?
Certain things on TikTok can't be shown over in China.
That is true.
They was
I
like,
heard that.
They
too.
was like, nah, we're not showing our kids this, but y'all can show y'all kids this
on the same platform.
on the same platform.
Yeah.
Because they was like, we're not going to dumb down our kids. Y'all can dumb down y'all's though.
That's what's happened. And I went down this rabbit hole on TikTok, which was a bunch of teachers quitting and saying that
in America.
Yes, in America, saying these kids different. I'm out. You can tell them this is for the test.
The great Department of Education.
This is for the test, and they would still just kind of like check out. They blame social media has really damaged our kids in the learning sector, and all these and this they not getting no support, and trying to teach them is burning them out. So it was this whole rabbit hole of I'm leaving, and these is from what is presented, these look like legitimate teachers, and it was sad. One lady was like, saying, I still love y'all or whatever, talking about her students, but she's literally packing her bags up in the classroom, and taking her stuff down, I'm done. And I was like, no, I hadn't seen this. Went down that rabbit hole.
You can make more money as a tutor than an actual teacher now.
Is that private consulting? What you talking about?
Yep. Because the kids are so, I don't want to use the terminology.
Behind.
Behind. That they need to catch up.
Yeah.
So you can charge whatever you want to charge.
Yeah.
Especially you go into the higher up neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I teach little Johnny. Come on.
Well,
that's $120 an hour. Come on, bring him over here.
I'm convinced that having me sit at the desk for that long is not helping me learn. I don't think that's how I don't think we wired like that. Like if you want me to sit at the desk for that long, you must want me to do that for the rest of my life, and everybody ain't wired for that.
I believe that.
I think that's part of the problem.
Yes,
you got me in
James,
a space.
Don't try to come over here on my side, James. You stay over there.
I told you, I'm not moving.
There, James. Tell him to stay over there.
I've been center right this whole time.
But I think though, James,
I'll get you a Department of Education hat. You wear it.
I think James, what it is to run all the kids through that, if you will, and
they'll just fund the rest of the economy.
Who's gonna do those jobs?
Somebody who's gonna get nothing else.
Who's gonna aspire to do those jobs? But all of those jobs have been created. They've been created for who?
It's college kids who need a little extra money. That's who it was for. Now it's a living wage conversation.
It's those 20 million people that the Biden administration let over here that's taking them now.
You pulling up, bruh. That's why. True. It's wage and less than minimum wage gigs exist. And my thing is who's gonna do those? Who's going to inspire, and who's going to actually fill it? Because as soon as that group is gone, somebody's still going to have to do it. Taco Bell's still going to need somebody to run Taco Bell, period. So who's going to keep doing it?
16-year-old coming up. Like,
man,
when I got my first job.
My son is in the 12th grade. He go to John's Incredible Pizza interview. He's battling 3 adults.
That's where we are. You know what I mean? And then they probably looking at it like, well, these adults got a car. At least, they gonna be consistent. They got a gang of bills to pay. So
I'm not
situations and see what I feel like. That's been our struggle, a part of our struggle as African Americans here in this country, is that a lot of us went from, and I'm not talking about Jamaicans and Indians and other people who have connection to their roots, but the people who were descendants of slaves, the slaves and the descendants of them, not having your own country, that's who was working those jobs. First of all, y'all was working them for free, first of all. And then now we want to systematically break up homes and stuff, put y'all in bad positions because we need people to work these. Just like they was, we brought out that pipeline from school to the prisons, pipeline, horrible education equals, and
limited opportunities times.
But we need to fill these prisons because that's how we make money. So how we going to do that? Who's going to be the people who do that. And it's just a wicked system. Once you start looking at it like that, and I think, really scrutinize it, it's like, it's just a system that everybody can't be a boss. And it's not so much because you don't have the changing based on the internet, is that yes, at certain tops, but if you can create wealth from yourself, you're okay.
Yeah, you don't need one in position.
You don't need that at all. If you have an opportunity,
make your own
to
table.
Yeah,
you don't need a seat at the table. Make your own table.
You don't.
I love that.
You got to work hard, but
man,
everybody got to work hard. But you got these people who have created these jobs. When somebody creates a stadium, don't you be thinking that, okay, man, the stadium's going to be great. It's it's going to be great for the economy and the team and the city. But who gonna work all them jobs?
It'd be 16,000 people at them joints.
But they need all them positions filled to make that thing work.
Can we do some math real fast?
Oh no!
Check this out. They said that under the Biden administration, 8 million illegals have come over. Right. My current job as a social worker, we're understaffed. Right. Mm-hmm. Our caseload is supposed to be 25, 28 max. Mm-hmm. We're sitting at 45. Right? Mm-hmm. Caseload. We're almost double, right? You're allowing 8 more million people to come over, right? Mm-hmm. Those 8 million people come over. Now the government is saying that in California, our program is a max, which is people come over when it's supposed to be 28.
Yeah.
And then let's think about it. It's a shortage of doctors. It's a shortage of nurses. And guess what? All these people come over. They got to go to the hospital. They got to go. They got to get seen.
You're just saying that they're going to overwhelm the system.
We're just looking at it. That's what I'm saying. We're not looking at it from the whole point of view, bruh. We're going to be hurting.
Maybe. Because, you got to keep in mind, like, Obama deported more people than Trump. Trump deported like 2 million, and Obama deported like 3 million.
Obama's not in office.
Though. I hope the world don't tear it up. However the outcome has happened, please let's not tear it up. There is tomorrow. This is not the end of the world.
Yes.
If your person didn't win, we can go back acting like you didn't post all this stuff as a Christian as well. We'll be cool. We can go back to church now and be cool with each other. Let's just stop. But that's our time. Appreciate y'all listening. If you made it this far, most definitely appreciate you. But we end as we begin, and that is with a toast with real drinks, really bad. And it goes as such. We all fall, but we say don't trip. We all been called, but all stall a bit. We all stand tall until that time we slip. Just admit, without the grace of God, I'm really bad at this.